You know, leadership and being a leader is such a significant aspect of families, of businesses, of ministries, of countries. If a family has a good leader in the home, the family is stable, increases, prospers, grows well, is harmonious, loving, and as such can make a positive contribution in the church and in society at large. If a business is prosperous as well, it meets the needs and sometimes wants of customers, or doctors are good for patients, or ministries are good for partners, or whoever, you know, does a business, whatever, it will be beneficial to them and it will be beneficial to others. If a political leader is a good leader, the country does well. He has good leaders and advisors around him, and they're looking not only what is beneficial to them and their own benefits, but primarily focused on the benefit of the people that they lead, the country. Because actually God says to the Israelites when they were in Babylon, pray for the well-being of the city, for in its well-being will your well-being be. In other words, when everybody else does well, the country does well, the city does well, you will do well as well. So having good leaders is so important. But how do you choose a good leader, or how do you become a good leader? I'll look briefly in Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 13. We get some clues. There are many Bible verses, but this is one of them that God spoke into my heart to choose from. Moses is talking to the Israelites here. He says, choose for your tribes wise, understanding, and experienced men, and I will appoint them as your heads. Choose for yourself. In other words, set apart, appoint some of the leaders. So the group, family in this case, have to decide who the leader in the home should be. Of course, we know that parents should be, and the final responsibility for all the things should be on the father. But then the business or the ministry should choose, they should accept somebody to be the leader. Or the country, we should accept some. So we are the ones who choose a leader, and we are the ones who set somebody or give them the honor to lead. We appoint them. We give them the responsibility. We give them the privilege and the responsibility of doing it. And what kind of leaders are we to choose? It says here that they should be men and women who are skillful. People who have wisdom, who have ability to administer things, ability to lead things, who have shown themselves successful already in another field before. You don't put somebody to be a leader who is unexperienced. You don't want your car mechanic to fix your teeth, or the other way around. You don't want your child to make a decision for you when they're still young, what home you're to buy or what business you're to go to, who do not have experience in a certain way to fix your house or to do other things. So it's important that these people be wise, that they have practical wisdom and experience from before where they have been successful in the same area or in a similar area as what you're appointing them for. They should be wise. That is the ultimate level of what they need to have. They should be capable of doing what is right. The other one is to have understanding. They should be people who know to discern, who know to distinguish between what is good and evil. Those who know to separate those between holy and unholy things. Not just people who have no clue as to what is happening, don't understand the thing, and don't know to distinguish whether the course of action, the words they speak, the action that they take will produce a positive result or not. They will need to know not only things that will help to go ahead, to be a blessing, to go forward, to increase, but also they will have to know what are things that do not help to go forward. In other words, to have an understanding, okay, if I take this course of action, this is the consequence, and it will be a negative consequence, so I'm not going to take that. And if I take this other course of action, this will be the positive, and I'm going to take that. So those people not only have to have a track record of succeeding, but they have to have a track record of understanding the situation. You know, the Issachar tribe, it says in the Bible, were wise and understanding because they understood the times in which they lived, and they knew how to act. They're not people who are out of ideas, people who don't know what the solution is. Those are the people who have the solutions. So those should be the leaders. And it says here further on that they should be people who have experienced mind. Experience. In Hebrew, it is yada. So that is knowledge. This is not knowledge just intellectual in nature, but an intimate knowledge of a thing. You know, when you know a person only by TV or by radio or newspaper or magazine, or somebody told you about them, you have an intellectual knowledge. You've heard about them. Before you got married, you knew your wife to a certain level, or your husband, but when you got married, you got to know them more intimately, more closely. This is the type of knowledge she's talking about. You should have people who know what they're doing. I remember as a teenager, my mother used to tell me, you got to know what you're doing. You got to think about it and know exactly what course of action you're going to take in your life. And to tell you the truth, when I think of it, I've done that most of my life, and it has served me well. To be aware of what I am going to do, what I'm going to say, not just to blurt out, not just to impulsively act, but to act with knowledge. An experience, knowledge that is gained through also making mistakes. We all make mistakes, but learning from them and not repeating them. That's the key. And it says here that those should be the leaders that we select. Knowledge, understanding, and wisdom are the key ingredients. Now, knowledge also means not only intellectual knowledge and experience, but also morally well adjusted, religiously well adjusted. Not somebody who is a fanatic, not somebody who is immoral, whether in a sexual sense or in a robbery sense or whatever sense, or somebody who will cut corners and things like that. Like I said in the beginning, not a leader who will just look for his own benefit or her own benefit, but a leader who will be there for the benefit of those that he leads. That's why he was appointed, to be of benefit and of blessing to others. How is it with you? Are you benefiting by what you're saying and doing others in your life? Is your spouse blessed because you are there? Are your children blessed because you're there? Is your company that you work for or ministry blessed because you are there? Are you contributing? Are you increasing the business for business, not just for your own sake? Is the kingdom of God blessed because of how you use your time, how you use your money, how you use your talents? Are other people blessed wherever you go? Do you leave a good and positive trail behind you? Make sure that you come to God, because it says here in Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is inside. Wisdom, understanding, knowledge, they really come from God because He's wisdom Himself. In chapter 8 of Proverbs, wisdom is personified. God is personified as wisdom. God is wise. He is full of understanding, and His knowledge is going to help us to become good leaders and to choose good leaders. As I said and asked you, how is it with you? Make sure that you are indeed a wise person, a person of understanding, and a person of knowledge. And then benefit all of that, use all of that to benefit others. May God bless you as you search in your heart, as you seek in your spirit, and as you honestly open your mouth and take courses of actions in your life that will benefit and bless your family, your business or your ministry, your country.